When I sold my home, with one of the main purposes to downsize, I had about 1,000 square foot condo, and for just a single person with no pets at that time and no children, 1,000 square feet was too much. And I wanted to relocate also from New Jersey to Florida, and so an RV looked to fit the bill because it's mobile, and that's what you want when you're in flux. When you want to go from one area to another, you want mobility. And most RVs are definitely under 300 square feet, and probably the average RV is 50 to 100 square feet. And for a single person, that's small, that's cozy, and that's great. So when I started looking at RVs, even 5 years ago, before higher inflation, before supply chain issues, RVs were still very costly. And they were still, and are still, somewhat complex. They're not just simple. They have systems, and those systems need to be maintained. They're not cheaply made. And so I was shocked that an RV is not a simple solution for a fluid lifestyle, a mobile lifestyle, a cheap lifestyle, and easy. It's not. There's some aspects of it that are, and it's very exciting, especially when you first get into the RV market looking and shopping. But there's a reality. And in this video, I want to share with you 5 things that I learned through my personal experience of actually selling my house, looking to downsize, and eventually owning an RV, and what I've learned. So first is, the first thing that I came to the conclusion is that a car, a regular car, whether it's an SUV or even a van that you would buy that's not an official RV, a regular vehicle is better than an RV. Why? Because it's not simple to get the RV you want. There's limited dealerships, and most of the dealerships are located in areas of the country that are not accessible to where you live, meaning you'll have to travel thousands of miles or hundreds of miles, or you'll have to buy it sight unseen and have it shipped. You know, if you're in the market to buy a car, you go to a Toyota dealership, a Kia dealership, a Ford dealership. But when you're looking to buy an RV, the RV dealerships aren't everywhere. And so right away, the first hurdle to buying an RV is you got to get to a dealership, and that's not easy. Okay, so already now, not easy, okay? And then when you get to the dealership, you start to look around, and what you're going to find is price shock. And this was, again, before inflation, 5-7 years ago. They're not cheap, okay? Especially even if you get a cheaper travel trailer, you need a tow vehicle. And then that begins to take away your fuel efficiency and cost. And you need somewhere to park it. And so now you're looking around and you say, wow, there's a lot more involved. I got to find the RV, because I would like to physically look at something I'm going to spend thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on. The sticker shock is amazing. And then if you get past those two things, finding the RV you want and willing to pay whatever the price is the dealership wants, then you have to figure out logistically, where are you going to park this thing? Because when you park a regular car, you can be stealth, okay? You still take a risk because you're not entitled to park anywhere. If you're a nomad, if you're stealth camping, you got to keep it moving or pay for campgrounds. But an RV, you know, now you got a bullseye on you because you got a moving house. It's official. People see it. And the more you drive it, the more wear and tear you're putting on a very expensive vehicle, the less fuel efficiency you're getting. And you have a lot now invested in this RV that you can't take it anywhere. It's not costing as simple. It's not a $25,000 car. It's a $85,000 van, or whatever. Or if it's a $25,000 travel trailer, you got a $50,000 truck. And where are you parking that travel trailer every night? And, you know, I mean, that's why I wanted to buy land first before I eventually got a travel trailer with it. And then you find out travel trailers are cheaply made, not just with the materials like doors, but the off-gassing, if you're sensitive to chemical smells. And, you know, it's you know, in most places where you can legally park an RV, they're very tight. And if you buy land, you're going to have to buy in the middle of nowhere because of restrictions. So an RV is meant to be mobile. An RV is not really meant to be a home base. And, you know, then you get to the appreciation versus depreciation. You're trying to make a vehicle a home. It's like, you know, you're trying to make a hoe a housewife. You know, it's not meant for that. Okay. A vehicle is meant to constantly move. And if you try to make it a house and not move it, if it's a motor vehicle, it's gonna have malfunction. Two is, even if it's a travel trailer, it's going to rust, decay, and where are you parking it? Where you could just leave it parked, either in the middle of nowhere in some land you own, or a crowded campground, or a crowded RV park. Those are your options. Or on the side of a house, but then you bought a house. So that's a regular car. If you're going to downsize a regular car, regular SUV, maybe a regular van, but vans are expensive. And that's it until you find where you want to live, and then probably better off buying some type of standard home, single-family condo, even a mobile home, you know, even though they're similar to an RV. But, you know, you got a little bit more space, and sometimes you get a little bit better community. It's tough, man, because I really thought the RV life was it. But I guess not really, because initially I didn't buy the RV. When I first hit the road, I said, I'm going to just do it out of this regular car because it made the most sense. The regular car is cheap, easy, especially the one you already have, and flexible. The RV is everything but that. And then if you spend so much money on an RV, your dreams of eventually finding your dream home base, you invested a lot of money in an RV now. You know, an RV is for someone, you know, that has a house and it's a toy. If you try to make that toy your major asset allocation, most of your net worth is in that toy, you don't own land, or you don't have land that's in the regular area. You know, it's like kind of like hustling backwards. And that's why I didn't get an RV originally, and that's why even when I bought the RV, I made sure I had the land first. And I didn't buy too big an RV. I mean, I look at the Class B vans now still, I do. But they're expensive. And they're not a house, they're a van. And you spend $100,000 on a van. And where are you going to park it? You park it in a Planet Fitness and a truck stop? Why not just have a car then? And if you're going to buy an RV lot, it depends on the community, you know. And, you know, that's a little bit hairy. It could be. You just got a lot of money tied up in things, you know. You could just do it a regular vehicle, you know. But I'm not going to lie to you, though. You know, Class A motorhome never attracted me. I just don't need something that big. I don't want to drive something that big. A travel trailer I really thought was the answer because I didn't have to move it, didn't have a motor. But with the off-gassing and, you know, and you are going to end up parking it probably somewhere where you're close to your neighbors and stuff. I don't know. I kind of got disillusioned with that. And the Class B van I still look at, but I always hit a little bit of a wall. So, wow, you know, $100,000 tied up in that. Even $50,000 tied up in that. It's not fuel efficient. You know, and they make them very similar with the same materials as a travel trailer. So I don't know how it would be living in there months on end. You know, that's the thing. Like, you know, certain people aren't affected by staying in an RV. But a lot of times, it's just on a temporary basis, not a full-time basis. So it's a whole nother lifestyle when you're full-time RVing. Are you going to eventually have a sensitive reaction to the RV after months sleeping in it? After months and years having it, that RV is going down in value. It's depreciating. It's not appreciation versus a regular house. And you do all the math, and you do all the, not just the math, because you do the math, you're going to see the RV is going down, okay? The only way you could justify it is if you can find it below your means and you really like the lifestyle. But to me, But to me, you can kind of get the same lifestyle out of a regular car where there's a dealership anywhere, where it's not as expensive. And, you know, it's simpler. It doesn't have all the systems. So it's like the regular car is kind of what I started in. And even with a home base that I'm refining, it's still been my major staple. And until maybe I'd reallocate to, you know, a condo or a mobile home or something like that, you know, on a piece of property that, you know, a different piece of property, I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, the mobility of a RV is something to be considered, but, you know, I've lived through a couple of hurricanes, right? And I've had to travel out of state. And it's easier to travel out of a car. I mean, I don't have too much stuff, so I put everything in a car. You know, the RVs look good. I don't know. It's just tough. You do all the numbers. You think about all the logistics. You think about all the inefficiencies. It's just something you got to really think about. And my experience is a regular car is just a little bit easier for 90% of people's situation. You know, especially if we're talking about financially. Financially, 90% of society shouldn't own an RV. Why? If that's your major allocation of your net worth going down in value, that's how broke people end up broke. It's a rich man's toy. Or, you know, it's a retirement toy. You know, after, you know, the working class person saved up. I mean, again, you could try to make it your home, and I've tried that, but it's not. It just doesn't work out like that. At least not in my experience. Other people may have different experience, but that's my experience, not my theory. So hopefully this video helped you a little bit. Keep a regular car, the one you have. Keep your car under 30, certainly under $40,000 for the average person. You know, you spend more than 30, definitely if you spend more than $40,000, you better be making over $100,000 a year easy. And you better not have other major debts, because that's a lot of money. So, you know, just think about that. Just some thoughts. I hope these videos help you. If they do, click the thumbs up. You really appreciate this video, click that super thanks. Click that join button. You want to be a member and support the channel. Thank you to my members. Share the video. Leave a positive comment. And I'll see you next one.